Anything I've ever done that was ultimately worthwhile initially scared me to death. The words of Betty Bender fit my initial ski trip well when I went down with three of my buddies to Garmisch, Germany when I was in the service over there. Boy, it was a good time. But looking back on it now, it was kind of had some apprehension and anticipation going down. Uh, the three buddies and I, we were pretty tight. We went different places while we were over there because honestly, we figured we get our 4 day holidays. We're gonna try to go since Germany's so centrally located in Europe. We're gonna try to hit in different countries since every other country around was 2-3 hours here, 2-3 hours east, 2-3 hours west. So the Garmisch ski trip was one of those opportunities or one of those good times. So we went down there, and we're thinking. I went down there on the behest of one of my buddies who had already been skiing. The other three of us had never been. So he was saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a great time. Yeah, we'll have a good time." So we went down there, but the whole time down there, I'm thinking, "Oh, how if I don't break my leg, bust my ankle, throw out my shoulder?" So there's that fear coming in. Then, going back to Garrison, you'd have some explaining to do coming back to work Monday if we got hurt. So then when we get out on a mountain, we're talking 14,000 feet up in the air. Never been on a mountain before, never been that high. You got the fear of heights. We looked over a cliff when we got off the gondola at the top, and it was looking down. It kind of grabbed my heart. I have to be honest. Anyways, we get down there. So we get down to Garmisch, and it's an American community. So we get down there and check in, get all our equipment, get our bibs, get our skis, get our poles, get fitted, get all set for the next day, rent it out for a couple, 2-3 days that we're down there. And they have this little bunny slope out in the back. So we go out there, get a few practice runs in the evening before we hit the mountain the next day. So we get out there. I've never been before. I'm thinking about the little sit down thing. You sit down and it scoops you up and it brings you up to the top of the hill. Well, they had these things called T-bars, and the T-bars, you don't sit down on those. It's just this T, and it splits out left and right. So you just kind of lean back into them. You don't sit down because then it'll pop up because it's spring loaded. Well, stubborn me, I could never figure this out. I didn't figure it out till the 7th or 8th time. Reminds me of the old Japanese proverb, 7 times fall, 8 times stand up. That's what it took me to get up there. Meanwhile, my other three buddies had gone up and down the hill 2 and 3 times already, just ragging me hard every time they come on, every time they came around. So this added to my frustration, in addition to everyone that was behind me that I was screwing up, getting in their way, falling down, and they would be cussing me as they come by. So I almost quit even before I started, but hung with it, finally got it. Got up to the hill, and got up to the top of the hill, and the snow starts coming down, So by the time I get about halfway down the hill, I'm trying to learn how to turn left and right. They call it whiteout. They say, whatever you run, you're on it. Come down, that's it for the night. We're closing it down, because it quickly got really bad with the snow. So finally got down, got over it right. All right, pumped up. Going to the mountain tomorrow. So going to the mountain tomorrow. That's when the fear comes in with the big mountain, knowing that the struggles I had on this little hill that night. So it brings me to the Brandon Francis saying, many of our fears are tissue paper thin, and a single courageous step would carry us clear of them. That's what it took, is just a single courageous step. As we stepped out onto the mountain, it was elbow time. It's a frustration because we're on a German mountain. We're the only Americans. We got no hats, no gloves. Everyone else is fully prepared except us. We have to go up these set of stairs to get to the gondola to ride up to the top. We go up to the set of stairs and we're pushing and elbowing because everybody's just a mad rush because everyone wants to get up there the quickest. So finally we made it, get up there, get on the gondola. It's a 30-minute ride. It's a 30-minute ride. Going all the way up and up and these huge pine trees you see on the ground. They just turn, on this gondola ride, you look down and they just turn into little specks like this after a while. So we passed these multiple fog banks, we thought they were clouds. Turned out to be. So we wound up, we got out of the gondola, about 14,000 feet up, I guess. I turned around and there was this little German kid, maybe about 12, 13-year-old, had a snowboard. And he got out beside us, started yelling something in German with his, calling his friend. Off to the side, maybe about 2 or 3 feet this way, jumps up, latches on in the same motion, and then boom, down the cliff. This snowboard, we're like, whoa. So we got out there. We're struggling, trying to learn how to turn left and right, left and right. Finally get down. After going 2 or 3 hours worth, right before the last hour of the day, finally start to get to know what we're doing. After many times being cussed out by the Germans, finally get to figure out. It was a good time. It all just goes to show that you just have to hang in there and you have to persevere, like Albert Einstein said. That he said, it's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stick with the problems longer than anyone else. So keep that in mind when you're doing your